car show coming up. Jeff's going to bring you his pre-owned car of the week, a 2015 Ford Focus Electric. Didn't even know they had an electric back then. Speaking of electric, we go straight to Ford and talk to them about the new electric F-150 Lightning. We'll also have the stories making automotive news headlines this week. It's all just ahead in the first hour of this edition of the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Howdy.
Howdy.
Along with King Conrad DeLong, we need more Jeff Dziekan. I'm Don Armstrong, and our guest engineer today, David Ainsley. Glad that you got up and came and helped us today.
Yes, me too.
You sound so thrilled to be up this early on a Saturday
We served
morning.
you breakfast.
You said I was up. I'm not really up.
No, he's a walking zombie
That's
this
it.
morning. But I particularly like the reason that you're here is to run the Zoom thing, and we don't have a Zoom guest. Wonder what happened with that. Anyway, we will continue on with that. We were going to talk to Heather Herlong. She is with the Texas Deuce Days. Be very careful how you say deuce. Deuce meaning two.
Yeah, double.
Mm-hmm. What does that stand for, actually?
Double.
Little Deuce coupe.
Yeah.
A two-door.
That's what I was thinking was the Deuce coupes of the 30s.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that be a two barrels?
90 years of 32 Fords.
Yep.
Wow.
Okay. A 3-day car show experience and anniversary party. Now, I like the party part of it.
And the anniversary part, because that's a long time of a very popular car in the hot rodding industry.
Well, actually, that was the beginning of hot rodding after World War II, because they took those cars. Remember, during World War II, they didn't make any cars. And everything went to the war effort. And so the guys came back. They're all hot rodded up and ready for a car, and there aren't any. So let's go.
Took the fenders off, put big tires on it in those days, what were big tires,
Tall.
which today are not.
Yeah.
And hot rodded up the flathead, and off they went. Because the flathead was probably the motor of choice of that
Oh,
era.
absolutely.
You know, that was the only engine that people
What
were
year did they
hot-rodding.
start making the flathead?
I'm gonna say 30.
Early
32,
30s,
33,
yeah, early 30s.
32, 33.
Yeah.
'cause
That
the
was
flathead-
bulletproof, though.
Yeah,
It
the
was a
flathead
bulletproof
would have
motor.
come with the Model A, I believe.
I don't know.
I believe the flathead would have come with the Model A because there was no well, the flathead V8 would have come with the Model A. Remember, that was also the engine of choice of Bonnie and Clyde, and actually, supposedly, Clyde Barrow had written a complimentary letter to Henry Ford about the 33 Ford that he drove.
33 or 4, whatever it was, yeah.
So this show, apparently, according to the flyer here, ends today on the 14th. So get out there. It's out at the Tomball Railroad Depot.
Okay, so that's downtown Tomball on the north side of Main Street. as
You
it
know,
goes
probably
through.
one of the most brilliant things about Tomball and the car dealers out there, years ago, they had a thing called the Tomball Bunch.
Mhm.
And it was the collection of dealers out there in Tomball that apparently all got together and said, hey, let's pool our money and have the Tomball Bunch. And, of course, it was a trek to get to Tomball at that time.
Back in those days,
Right.
it was.
So it had to be a destination. You had to, okay, well, we're going to make the trip out to Tomball because the Tomball Bunch is out there and we can shop for cars, and most of the major brands were out there at the time.
And probably collectively, they got a louder voice advertising
Absolutely.
than they did individually.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the Tomball Bunch kind of broke up.
Well, but, you know, to that end, I will say that what a brilliant advertising thing that some advertising man came up with, I'm sure, or woman. Let's put you all together and we'll just call you the Tomball Bunch.
Wouldn't that be the start of
Because
what
I can still remember it.
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
call
yeah.
the auto malls?
Well, when
That
I
would be like the
Correct.
start of it.
where it was multiple dealers
Right.
involved. I remember when I lived in Oklahoma City, there was the magnificent mile of cars in Norman, Oklahoma.
Right?
And it was like 8 dealerships along this 1 mile segment, because in Oklahoma, the major roads are a mile apart. In this 1 mile segment, there were 8 dealerships on both sides of the road.
Well, that's still kind of the case today. And like down here at 59, 5969, the Southwest Freeway at the Beltway, there must be a dozen dealers around that within a 2-mile area.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And-
And they all kind of congregate in the same area, probably for good reason. Back when they bought the land, it might have been cheaper. It ain't cheap now.
Yeah, because they all actually went in when the Beltway went in because there was nothing. I think it was Rourke Road. I think was the name of the road.
Yeah, that's a little side road.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the freeway or
Took it over.
tollway
Yeah.
stole it,
Yeah.
swallowed it up.
No, I didn't know that. That was way before my time then.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Rourke was not one of those roads that you would actually.
Oh, it wouldn't be like Chimney Rock and
No.
Gessner and stuff.
No,
Oh,
it wasn't
okay.
a major. It was an access. Well, they don't even say access road. It was a 2-lane asphalt road that went down through there, and it swallowed that one and several other roads up when they annexed all of that and made the tollway.
And think about how back then, how all of those dealers were in that one segment of 69, as it kind of started at the Chevrolet store, which was Richardson at one point.
Right at Hillcroft.
And then across the street was the Bud Adams Lincoln Mercury store.
Right.
And then as you came down, Sam White Oldsmobile was.
Wow, that's
was
a
there.
blast from the past.
Sam the Rocket Man.
Yeah.
No, that was Sam Montgomery, the Rocket Man, up on 45. Sam White was not the Rocket
Okay.
Man.
Well, the Rocket Man actually was originally at Gulfgate.
Really? Okay. At Gulfgate.
That building is still there.
Was David McDavid was at Gulfgate.
Well, this was before David McDavid.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Sam the Rocket Man. Had the rocket and the man sitting on the rocket on the top
wonder
of the
where that
sign.
is.
out there.
Hence Rocket.
I
Man,
wonder
there
where
you go.
that is, and how come John doesn't have it. John Hovis doesn't have that somewhere in his collection because he's a Mopar guy, not a Rocket guy. But that would have been a cool sign for
It was
him.
an Oldsmobile dealership.
Mm-hmm.
You should know that.
Sam the
I
Rocket
know.
Man.
Mr. O.
Sam the Rocket Man.
And then, and now it's Gilman with that monster Honda store and the Jaguar Land Rover store. They're all in that same general area. And what's the Vroom?
Yeah.
You have a story about Vroom today?
That Carvana and Shift.
Oh.
You know, I think that if I were going to name a car dealership, it wouldn't be Shift because it could be something else real easily if you just drop one letter. Yeah. It'd be-
Or add one letter.
or as you know, because when you say the word quickly, it could be either one. I think I would
Maybe
call it
that's
something
part
else.
of what they wanted you to think about.
I
and
doubt
do.
that. I don't
mean-
know as if somebody really thought that through. But yeah, major story about these. Put the coin in the
Knuckleheads.
vending machine, and that's not going too
And
well.
don't
So-
get any change back.
So right now
Yay!
it's shiftless.
Not a big fan, as you can tell. All right. Well, let's get back to what we were talking about. And joining us now in audio only for whatever reason is a lady by the name of Heather Herlong with Texas Deuce Days. Heather, you there?
Yes, sir. Good
Well,
morning.
Good morning. It's good to talk to you, and thanks for joining us today. So today is the end of Deuce Days, correct?
Yes, sir. It sure is. We have a 3-day event each year that starts on Thursday evenings with a street meet. And then the next day is private shop tours and a police escorted rally that goes to multiple cities. And then the third day, the final day, like it today, is the car show.
The car show down there at the Railroad Depot in Tomball, Texas.
Yes, that's exactly right.
Very nice. And is it just 32 Fords?
No, sir. We opened up to 1972 and older.
72 and older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's great. So you've got a whole variety of cars here, not just Deuce Coupes.
Yes, not just Deuces.
How
And
many?
so what we do is we.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, well, I was going to say what we do is we showcase the Deuces. We've got a good group of guys that follow us, and that we follow them. We go all over the country to car shows. We've been doing this for many, many years, and we finally have got our own where we can bring some more people to Tomball. And these cars are just amazing, and it's all for a good cause.
And what's the cause?
This year, we are donating to the Harris County Sheriff's Office Benevolence Association. What this association does is fill the gap So if a first responder in the state of Texas gets injured on the job, they come in and help out where insurance and workman's comp doesn't fill. So, for instance, if someone, nowadays we've got so many families that are in a first responder. If something happens and they can't work, they can't afford daycare,
So
they can't afford groceries.
So how many cars do you think you had turn out today?
We're still loading in. So they're still we'll be loading in until 10, and we're supposed to have about 200.
Oh, okay.
Very
But
cool.
we've got some early birds coming in now because they're all wanting to get underneath the tree under the shade for the Texas heat. And but we're open for registration. We've got some veterans that are coming in at 1.
Are there awards
So,
being
yeah,
handed? Are there awards being handed out to, like, best in show, came the
Yes, sir.
farthest?
Yes, sir. We have 12. Yes, sir. We have 12 categories for awards. 3 of them are for the Deuce. 3 awards are for the Deuces only. 3 of them are for post-war, so that it covers anything from 1972 and older. And then we have, of course, best interior, people's choice, and best paint, and that kind of stuff.
And
so
who are
you
the
can actually qualify for multiple categories.
And who are the judges?
Oh no, that's top secret. We bring in a special panel, and we keep them top secret, so there's no harassment of the judges.
Hanky
Hey man,
panky.
come
No
look at mine.
hanky-panky
Mine's better.
going on.
Well, we could have judged for you.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We can do that next year. We'll be your panel of judges.
Well, that would be
Well, she wants
amazing.
experienced
Of course.
people.
Yeah.
And we can be
Yes,
bought.
that's what we.
We can be bought, and we work cheap.
Yeah.
So there is that.
Oh, right. And and we have fringe benefits, like food and beverage, and we have merchandise, and so yeah, y'all will have to come out next year. It's gonna be awesome.
That was my other question. Does it cost anything to get in to see the cars?
No, this is open to the public.
Okay. And so it's right there in downtown
public.
Tomball at the old railroad depot there. I think I know where that is. And it sounds like a really cool event.
So with 200 cars, you're kind of taking over Main Street Tomball then.
Yes, and each year our goal is to raise awareness. And I apologize, I forgot to list the second beneficiary is Spring Creek Blue Star Mothers. They support all military families, including Gold Star families. So we've got all first responders and all military covered for beneficiaries for this event every year. So what we do is we bring out and have a military presentation. There's fun stuff for the kids to do. We've got food and beverage. We've got a whole bunch of cars, and every year we want to beat the previous year on attendance for the vehicles. And last year we had 246. So this year I'm praying for 247 at least, so we can get out here and show some appreciation to these first responders.
And just anybody in the area can come on up to Tomball and wander through all these cars and see what you have and vote vote on the people's choice.
How long do things go today?
We start our awards ceremony at 3:30, where we have a military presentation and a first responder presentation, and then of course all the awards, and then it will probably wrap up about 5.
Okay, very good. So it's an all-day event. People got time to get out there this morning, and we look forward to seeing that. And if people want more information, TexasDeuceDays.com, and they can get all the information where it is and all that sort of thing. Heather, it's great to talk to you.
Thank you so much. Y'all have a blessed day.
You
You
too.
as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Well, that sounds like a fun event.
Well, probably brings a lot of business to downtown Tomball as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not that downtown Tomball needs it, because it's actually a pretty busy little
Hamlet.
area.
It is. It's a pretty cool little place to go to. The actual downtown itself.
Mhm.
Yeah. I remember years ago going to an event. Might have been this one. I'm not sure, but it was similar. It was a bunch of old cars. And nice old cars.
Down all the way by the tracks, there's a chocolate and barbecue place.
A what?
They sell chocolate and barbecue, and I can't remember the name of it. But on Thursdays, they do pastrami beef ribs. Oh my gosh!
Here we go.
It's-
Here's our cooking
It's
segment.
another food segment here on In Wheel Time.
How in the hell would you know that? How does somebody know things like this?
Because I've eaten there, and they
Well, what are you doing hanging out in Tomball during
Waiting
the
for
week?
pastrami.
looking for the pastrami beef ribs.
Well, did you
That's
hear?
the whole purpose I went there, was just to eat one of those pastrami beef ribs.
Well, exactly what is a pastrami beef
They
rib? I
wrap
mean,
it?
I've never heard of pastrami cows or anything.
Pastrami is the seasoning that you put on a brisket, and then you slice it up for pastrami, like a pastrami sandwich. Well, they use those seasonings on the beef ribs and smoke the beef ribs. Oh my gosh, is it delicious?
You know, I could never keep a beef rib lit to smoke.
Yeah, there's that.
It always makes the paper soggy, right?
Yeah.
A little sauce on the side.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what you young kids are calling it.
Well, it's always good for a laugh or two.
Mhm.
Pastrami. I wouldn't think. Who would think of putting pastrami seasoning on ribs? I mean,
But this guy did. He's
apparently doing well.
he's- does very well.
What's the name of the place?
Oh gosh, I need-
Pastrami Ribs Inc. or
Well,
something?
it's like ribs and barbecue and chocolate.
We
or
be
something
pastrami?
Like that. They only do the pastrami thing on Thursdays. So you have to be there.
What?
Yep, they only do it on Thursdays.
Lines out the door,
Oh,
around the
yes,
block.
absolutely.
Wow.
Well,
Line
then
out the
why
door.
wouldn't you do that 5 days a week?
Because then it's not unique anymore. I have no idea.
I
didn't
could never
ask
go
him.
up there on a Thursday and have
Well,
pastrami.
you could fly up there. You could,
yeah, forget
you
that.
could land at the
I would
baseball
not.
field.
I would not be able to go there for that.
Mhm. Then there's
So the
more-
next
then
time
there's
you're
more
up there
for
on a
me.
Thursday, you go and get me some ribs and
Get
then
you a
bring them
rib.
down to work, and I'll eat them
Well,
down
this
there.
isn't get ribs. This is rib. One beef rib is
Like a
about
Flint,
all
like
I
a
can eat.
Flintstone rib.
Oh, like easily a Flintstone.
Kind of
rib.
like those that they sell at what is Papa Doe? Not Papa Doe's, Papa's Barbecue.
Mhm.
Those kind of
the
beef,
ribs. Yeah,
great
they're
big
huge.
things. Yeah.
They're huge.
Never had. Never
But
had.
Tomball's a good little hamlet. Great phrase for it. Lots and lots of antique stores. Unique little.
And it
things.
probably takes a while to cure it and to get it into that
Meat.
Yes, that's why it's only Thursdays, man.
Mhm.
Maybe so.
Well, get them on the show.
Well,
only if they give us a.
I was thinking
Bring some
samples.
food, wouldn't it?
Samples.
All right. Well, let's move on, shall we? How about
Yeah.
the racing calendar? You know, racing seems to be in top gear right now.
Yep, surely is. So NHRA.
Don't call me Shirley.
NHRA is at the Virginia National Motorsport Park this weekend. They're at the New England Dragway next weekend, and then Bristol on June 17th. There's no pro stock this weekend at Virginia.
Is this the
Again?
second week in a
Yeah.
row?
Second race in a row. There's
What's
no pro
up?
stock.
What
I have no
what
idea.
is that about?
I'd rather watch pro stock than a lot of the rest of them. But
Me too.
Brittany Force is qualified number 1 in Top Fuel.
With a
Yeah, she
record-setting
smoked it. Oh yeah, I saw that.
3:30 something.
And then tonight or tomorrow night is Kansas Raceway for NASCAR.
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow. They're starting at like 2:30 in the afternoon. They seem to have moved the race starts later in the day.
2:30 our time.
Yeah.
Well, that's where
It's
are
Central
they?
Time.
Where are they
Kansas.
racing?
Kansas. So
Oh,
it's going to
okay.
be Central Time. But it seems like that, used to be the NASCAR races. Would
Well,
start
we've
at
got to
noon.
have, all of these swimsuit models parading up and down the track for an hour and some sort of band playing.
What race are you watching?
And all of these other things that go on before the race.
Yep.
What
It's not Formula One. They do that.
it's like watching or trying to watch the Super Bowl.
And then
It starts at 10 o'clock in the morning, but the first punch of the ball is
Back
not
when I-
until 4 o'clock in the
After
afternoon.
May 22nd, NASCAR is going to be at Texas, and then May 29th is the World 600 at Charlotte. Formula One. What do you think of the Miami Grand Prix?
I loved it.
I did too. I really thought it was
four
very
and a
good.
half minutes that I watched it. Oh, it was awesome.
I really liked. I thought the track was a
you
good
need to
challenge.
let that thing go.
Yeah.
I
Because-
actually, I did some things at the house. I separated my lint by
From your
color,
navel, from your
right?
ear.
and that was my afternoon.
Here's my navel lint. Here's my ear.
I don't know what
I
what
thought the
is your
Miami Grand-
hang up with
I
Formula
just
One?
think it's just
It's
to me,
rigged.
it's an arrogant.
But you can't. But
Yes, it is.
That's of
when,
course it
when
is.
your $200 million budget to go race 2 cars for 19 races in a season.
And the driver gets 199
That's
million
like
of
saying
that.
I don't like that actor because he slapped the comedian on. It's not about the personal thing. It's about the movie that the guy made. He was doing a job. Forget what he likes and doesn't like.
But
and
I
all
did-
of
but
that.
Bad analogy, because you know I don't watch movies.
But I did like the Miami Grand Prix. I thought
I did
the
too.
circuit was
I
very,
did
very
too.
cool.
You need to let that go.
Okay.
Kind of like that drag racer that you had this all pinched up thing about.
I did, and then turns out he's a nice guy.
There you go.
Yeah.
And then the Spanish Grand Prix is May 22nd, and then Monaco, of course, is Memorial Weekend.
You know, my daughter is a therapist.
I know.
You could go see her.
I got to call into her right now. Her and Mike.
Don's got her card.
Mike and I are going to do a buddy system.
IMSA is at Mid-Ohio tomorrow.
IMSA's good.
So you're going to watch the Cadillacs racing and the Corvettes
and the guys
racing.
in the Cadillacs don't have any ego at all.
No,
No,
we
no.
don't.
No, they wouldn't have anything like that.
And then
No.
the Grand Prix of Indianapolis is today, so they're running the road course at Indy. The Indy 500 is the 29th of May.
You going to watch that?
Yeah.
No egos in that
No,
either.
No, there's no egos in the Indy 500. And then, of course, Gulf Coast Racing Series.
Unless
July.
Danica Patrick's in it.
No, she's not in it
Phew,
anymore.
thank goodness.
And then, so the opening event is July 2nd, and then they are going to have the Miata spec racers out there. So going slow, but going in a big group.
Yeah.
And they're looking to get a pretty big turnout. They're going to
Rubbins
have
racing.
they're going to have a $5,000 purse for the Miata spec guys.
Nice. Is
And
this
that's
going
at
to?
Houston Motorsports Park.
Okay, are we done?
Yep.
Okay, time now for this hour's car review.
Okay.
And it's the actual pre-owned in-wheel time car of the week. Jeff has that. The 2015 Ford Focus Electric. And you know, it's funny because I do not recall them making a Ford Focus Electric, but that was kind of when they were just beginning to toy with electrics a little bit. I can't believe it. Anyway.
Well, and the reason why I found the electric is because I've been seeing a lot of electric vehicles on the road. So I thought, well, let's do one. Yes, 2015 Ford Focus Electric. It's a neat little vehicle. It's a four-door. I would recommend just using two of the doors. The trims available are what options you put in it. For instance, there's no SE or SEL or anything like that. It's, do I want this particular Bluetooth in it? So the options or levels that you have are interior things for your comfort. So with all that being said, it is an electric. It's a four-door, four people. It's really not conducive to four people, but two works. Outside exterior features, you got the spoiler, and you've got the nice body lines and a nice grill opening. Of course, the grill opening doesn't do anything because it's electric. But it has a regenerative braking system, which is very cool. Did a little bit of research on that, and it does help the performance of the vehicle. Now, getting back to the levels, you've got heated seats, you got Bluetooth, navigation. The rear seat does fold down. Here's something that I thought was very fantastic. The carpet and the seats are 100% recyclable material. It's called Reprieve yarn, is what Ford puts in this. So that's
Called what?
Reprieve.
Reprieve.
Reprieve. It's REPREVE.
Reprieve.
Reprieve.
Yarn.
Yarn is what they use for the seats and the carpeting. So
Going green.
Back from
Going
my
green.
knitting days, I'd never heard that before.
Well, yeah, there's different aspects of knitting. We're going to do that next week. So it's got a 107 kilowatt electric motor. Top speed is 84 miles per hour, and it has an advanced liquid heating and cooling system in it. Don't really know much about that, but it goes. It's got a 76-mile range on the charge. Well, we're getting better.
Well,
now.
and they've learned a lot
76.
since.
Yeah, and we're going to do some math here in just a second. 20-hour charge if you have 110 or 120 volt capability. 3.6 hours to 4 hours if you have 220 to 240. Now, it has a 6.6 kilowatt battery onboard charger, which is probably the regenerative part of it. And then if you have the Leviton charging system by Ford, which is a 240 system, you get it in that 3.6 to 4
I used to have a pair of shoes by Leviton. They were really good.
They were the pumps, weren't they?
They were.
They were. So we're going to do the math now. It's 110 city MPGEs, miles per gallon electric, but you're only getting 76 miles on a charge.
But that's okay. So if you do grocery shopping in church, this is a perfect vehicle
That's exactly
for you.
the point. Because if you have means, and this vehicle is under 10 grand, So if you're a retired couple, my folks are retired. They had a golf cart. They lived on a golf course, but they didn't need the big Buick to go out
Right.
to the country club. You could get, and Kathy explained this to me as a very elaborate golf cart is what it is. And it's true. I mean, but you've got heating and things in it as well.
Got
the
windshield
Bluetooth.
wipers on it.
Yeah,
in case
absolutely.
A little shower
So you
and
could
that
go.
sort of thing.
You could go to the park. You could go to the
Well,
to the HEB or whatever the case.
It's a car for the urban or metro urban.
It's kind of like. Did you happen to see the video that I posted of the little old lady up in Wisconsin that has the 57 Chevy, and
Yeah.
she is the
Yeah.
original owner?
Yeah.
Did you watch that
Yeah.
video that I posted? That is really
Very cool.
cool. I thought.
So the vehicle is pretty peppy. It's got two 25/5017s. They've got the premium painted aluminum wheels on it,
Ooh.
and this vehicle is $99.91, $9,900
And on the used
on the
vehicle
pre-owned.
market.
It
Maybe you
also
can
had,
find
and I
one.
bet you it's a little higher today
Yeah.
than what you've been.
there's a
because the
few
used car
out there.
market's so
There's a
going
few
up.
out there, and they're mainly Florida and California.
Yeah, 'cause I
Imagine that.
well, I didn't realize that they had made a full electric.
I didn't either.
It's very cool, and it's got about 95,000 miles on it,
Okay.
roughly. So it's in the sweet spot.
But I
for
was
the
just going
money.
to say 95,000 miles on an
There's
electric.
nothing.
That ain't
Yeah,
nothing.
You know,
nothing,
just
yeah.
look at the service records of oil changes and stuff, and you'll.
There
Yeah,
are no
oil
oil changes.
changes.
Oh yeah, see.
There's that.
Anyway,
Hey, I want to remind everybody that the In Wheel Time Car Show streams on iHeartRadio, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and InWheelTime.com, and podcasts are available on your favorite podcast channel. In Wheel Time Car Show continues right after these brief messages. Father's Day weekend, Saturday, June 18th, 2022. It's the next Tailpipes and Tacos Cruise In, and you're invited. Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition will be at the same Loopy Tortilla in Katy, 8 to 11 a.m. on Saturday, June 18th. It's the only place cruisers compete for trophies and other prizes. Enter your vehicle for Best Hot Rod, Best Classic, and Best Modern Classic. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's coolest cruise-in and is your opportunity to see the best hot rods, show cars, classics, and resto mods, and get Loopy Tortilla breakfast tacos and adult beverages. There's no entry fee, and cars will automatically compete for custom Loopy trophies and other prizes. It all happens at the Loopy Tortilla Tex-Mex in Katy on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10. Kick off summer with Tailpipes and Tacos Father's Day edition, Saturday, June 18th. The In Real Time Car Talk Show will be there too. Celebrate Father's Day, the start of summer, and the return of Tailpipes and Tacos. Saturday morning, June 18th, 8 to 11. We'll see you then, weather permitting. Want to take a minute to tell you about Gulf Coast Auto Shield, a Houston detail company like no other. Gulf Coast Auto Shield offers paint correction services that'll give your car, truck, or SUV a like-new shine. Afterwards, you'll want to protect it with a professionally installed nano-ceramic coating or protection film. Worried about your very expensive windshield getting damaged, broken, or cracked? Let Gulf Coast Auto Shield install ExoShield, a windshield protection film. Give John Gray a call today or check out their website, gcautoshield.com. Hey, whether you own a new, ultra-expensive, exotic, or a 5-year-old Suburban, Gulf Coast Auto Shield will help keep your investment looking like the day it rolled off the assembly line. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is conveniently located on the South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of I-69, the Southwest Freeway. Meet the staff and check out all of their services online right now at gcautoshield.com. The In Wheel Time Car Talk Show is now part of the iHeart family. Now you'll have access to 24/7 Car Talk anytime you need a fix. Just download the iHeart Radio app and ask for In Wheel Time Car Talk, and there we are. Be sure to save us in your iHeart library for instant access. No matter where you are, you have the best Car Talk Show right on your PC, laptop, or mobile device and never have to worry about finding us again. Of course, you can always get access to our video and audio streams via InWheelTime.com and your favorite podcast channel, and all of this is free to you. From the iHeart Radio app, you'll not only hear our Saturday morning live show, but the best shows of the past, updated weekly. Never miss a minute of up-to-date new car reviews, pre-owned reviews, Conrad's Car Clinic, informative interviews, automotive news, and the most fun car talk show on the planet. Just download the iHeart Radio app, search for In Wheel Time Car Talk, save it to your library, and with a tap of the icon, you'll be in touch with your favorite Car Talk team. In Wheel Time Car Talk, streaming now on iHeart.com/InWheelTimeCarTalk.